That panic was that they were going to hire me, and I don't do that scared me.
Fair point.
Do you
Uh,
have to?
You have to do
The
what?
tech support anymore, do you? You just have
Isn't
to
there
sell
just
stuff,
separate
right?
sales versus support? So, you could just sell stuff to people all day.
There you go. If you can talk to people, you're good.
I could do that. Oh yeah, I totally do.
All right.
So where we left off.
Reef.
You're you're in the city of Reef. In fact, you're in the Mead Garden. You had gotten into the apiary. You had gotten into a fight with the fancy lads. You had beaten the tar out of them enough that two of them ran off. Two of them are incapacitated, and one of them is immobilized. So, and also, Kelly, you freed a very large cat.
And I'm beating up a statue of Honey. I don't know why yet, but I am. Torch, you there?
I know what she's doing.
Why did you ask the torch?
Is she putting cat ears on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Perfect.
I couldn't hear Kelly for a minute there. I just want to make sure we could hear her.
Oh, usually I've been told I'm loud, so that's usually not a problem. Like I've had a manager corner me in the bathroom, tell me I'm too loud, and then they put sound deafening devices around me the next day.
That's awesome.
You've got your own white noise generator on your side of the office.
Well,
amazing.
after that, they moved us in the corner.
But we were way happier when they moved
Baby in
us.
the corner.
We were happier in the corner. We
We were
were.
way happier in the corner.
Check it out, guys. Check it out real quick.
Like the guy installing them moved my monitor like only around me.
Oh my God.
Just for Ryan, I'm gonna do this. Bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, bathroom.
So what he's saying is he keeps guns and a bed next to his toilet.
Really, what it sounds like to me is that he has a very, very multi-use chair. Did you get that from Korea?
Is it half porcelain?
Anyway,
Having a bathroom gun is normal.
Thank you.
Moving on.
so I think that it's probably most appropriate for us to pick up where Kelly and Brooke left off. So yeah, you got freed from your cage, and by the most amazing group of people, can't you tell?
Totally amazing.
And you are now looking over at the fancy lads who are getting just the shit kicked out of them. Their leader, who you have been sent here to take something from, is now immobilized and being held captive by these people. What's your move now?
I run over to the leader who's immobilized, and I take his shoes, and I stuff them in my satchel, and I start to leave.
All right. Yeah. So, Ryan, this is essentially your prisoner. What are you going to do?
I suppose I'm gonna ask. Not that it really bothers me whatsoever. I don't care if he has shoes or not, because if he doesn't answer my questions, I'm gonna kill him anyway. But why do you want his shoes?
Well, I've been having a really hard time getting into the guild, and they set me this task of stealing the shoes of the fancy lad's leader, and you immobilized him, so I got his shoes, and I'm gonna go get myself into the guild. So thanks so much for your help, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right. I've got no beef with you. But technically speaking, the credit for mobilizing goes to her.
Well, thank you so much.
So
I mean, I feel used, but not in a bad way.
You guys freed me. I took his shoes. Oh wait. I guess that's not an even deal. But thanks.
yeah. Hey, what guild are you from?
Oh, I'm trying to get into the Rottens. My daddy runs the group, so trying to get in. I've been having a really hard time. So, but now that I've got these shoes, it's gonna be fine. I got it. I'm in.
Okay. When you're leaving, right in front of the door on your way out and everything is a trap door. Don't fall in it. The shoes won't be worth a lot to you if you're dead.
Oh, yeah, I totally know about that. I just jumped over it when I came in.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, well, I've got some information to extract, so I guess have a great day.
Great.
Enjoy the guild.
Thank you.
You're muted, Miles.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I thought I had unmuted it. She'd be walking past you, Amir. So, like, there is no, she's already gone. She just left Ryan and Heather and Kelly, effectively.
I know, but I'm in character right now, and I'm beating up a fountain. I don't know that I'd actually be noticing she'd be walking past me.
Okay, just making sure that it's hanging out there.
No jokes, Brooke. No jokes.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
So-
standing out. Yeah, I get it.
now you have the leader in front of you, who has now been listening to you, Ryan, talk about how you're going to kill him if he doesn't give you the right information. So he's quite unhappy with that.
Does that mean I have to roll again to intimidate him, or was my subtle conversation with our cat friend enough?
No, you don't have to roll again.
Oh, well, that's good because the last roll sucked. Great. So then I'm going to turn back to him and I'm going to ask him again about this ancient enemy of mine and why I was led here to get more information about it. And before he answers, I'm going to say, and remember, what happened to your friend over there, the one who's still on fire? Yeah, I can do that more, except to you. Not going to bother me.
He kind of tries to jerk his body as much as he can, but it doesn't even move as much as mine is right now. It's just, all right, you got me. Well, it's quite the conundrum, actually. The information came to us by way of a courier the other day. It seems as though there's a whole lot of which tribe were you again?
Singing Pines.
Oh, yes, yeah. There's a whole lot of you, just up over the hills over there, up in the mountains. The ones that got away. And there's been talk since they started to congregate that there's been signs of dire bears in the woods again. And we found a flag.
And what
I'd
was on
show
it?
you, but I can't move my damn arms.
Well, you can tell me where it's at, and I can look at it myself.
It's down the front of my trousers.
Where's the cat burglar when I need her?
you sent her away.
Did not. She was already
You
walking.
did. You
away.
said, "Shoo, cat, go."
You did.
I just didn't stop her from walking away.
Listen, even if I was over there.
Which is how you deal with a cat.
No.
Also true.
Ryan's a dog person. You have to give him credit.
Also true. The superior breed. All dog. The superior
So, are
breed.
you going to reach into his pants and retrieve what you're looking for, Ryan?
Pass.
Or are you gonna ask Tonks to let him go free so he can get it to you?
I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna have my friend let you go here, provided she wants to. Otherwise, she can just squeeze the life out of you. Again, not caring. But if you try anything, I will fry you. You will show me the flag, and you will continue giving me the information I need. And at that, I'm gonna look behind me and say, Tonks, let him go, please.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ryan, what was the last thing you said?
I looked behind me and I told Tonks to let him go, please.
Okay. So
Yeah, I let him go.
okay. So the hold person spell dissipates. And he sort of goes, "Ugh." Well, let me get that for you then. And goes and reaches down the front of his trousers and pulls out a large gray tapestry, about yay big, with a large red print in it. Looks like a troll.
And I'm assuming from my backstory, I would recognize this.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely his flag.
Well, is it the mark of
Zulkra?
Zulkra?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Whether he's still alive or not, that's not clear, but definitely somebody is carrying something.
Why on earth did you have this down the front of your pants?
Well, I left my codpiece at home tomorrow.
You left your what?
I left my codpiece at home. It's got to soak till tomorrow.
Okay. Wow. Why did you attack us when we got in here?
Because this is our fucking club.
Great. What's with the statue covered in honey that my friend's beating on?
Before we went into crime, we were a restaurant. And one of the things we provided was the best honey in the entire city. But after a while, the honey went hard. We lost the queen, and with it, the rest of the hive. I'm not sure what happened, but we can't produce a lick ever since that fountain froze over. So, we figure what's the best thing to do after that is, well, steal things.
Sure, that's a logical progression.
Well, when you got nothing, it's really easy to want to go get something.
You make a valid point. I don't disagree with that one bit. Nope. Gross as it is, though, I'm gonna need the flag.
You're gonna. Oh, okay. Is that all? If I just give you the flag, we're squaresies. There's no tomfool. I'm not. If I give this, you're not just going to kill me. You're not just going to kill me, right?
We don't do that kind of thing.
As long as you have no further aggression toward my friends or I, and you give us a safe path out of here, other than the stupid trapdoor. Oh, hey, actually, the trapdoor. Is there a way to stop the spinning blades of death underneath it?
Well, just don't step on that tile.
Yeah, but I want to examine the area to see if a particular belt buckle is still in existence.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Great.
If you want to, that's fine. We could probably pull the lever and get it to stop.
Let's
But
go do that. So give me the flag. Let me see if I can find my belt buckle. And again, no, if you have no further hostilities toward us, I won't kill you.
Oh, well, that's easy then. He just tosses it at you and starts walking back towards the door. Well, shite, if I thought that's all this was going to be, it would just be real easy. Goes and pulls back a shrubbery and pulls a big wooden lever, and you hear the blades whir, crunch, and then grind to a stop.
Great. Can I go to that area and examine to see if I can find the buckle?
Sure. You gonna try and pop the door open?
Well, I can ask him. Is there a way to open that door other than standing on it?
You could like throw something at it, I guess. It's pressure sensitive.
I'm gonna pick up the club from his guy who's down on the ground, still probably on fire.
You took a shillelagh? Okay.
It ought to work. So I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, you bang down on that tile and it opens up like a trap door. And you can see the remains of the belt holding the buckle just above the grinding gears to probably about, I'd say probably about 10 feet down.
So how do I go ahead and get it? Or
Uh,
rather, how do I retrieve
Magic carpet.
it? Oh, yeah.
well,
I
the
can
carpet
ask-
isn't a carpet right now. Right now, it's a rope.
That's fine. I can ask the magic rope to go get it.
That's also true.
I
Heather,
guess so.
you're the one in possession.
Yeah,
Tonks, can you fish that out of there for me with your rope, please?
Would I be more effective with my mage hand?
Sure.
No. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got mage hand out the wazoo. You can do that.
Okay. I'll use my mage hand. More
Cool.
precise, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you pop the buckle off of the remains of the belt and go and put it right there in Dadu's hand.
Thank you, Tonks.
Welcome.
Gang, I've got the information I want here. I know we've got other business in town. I obviously have business out of town in that forest. So before asking everybody to go off there into a forest that we know nothing about, I'm good. If we want to take care of other things, let's take care of those other things.
Well, the other things is getting a guild to take us to the midnight market so we can go find,
So that's Tonks' thing.
right? Isn't right? But like, what else is on our agenda?
Our good friend Ymir is beating on a
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess he's a fountain thing, whatever.
I hit
Do we
it
want to go
once.
help Amir?
The last things that you had on your list is you have a medallion for the Ivor Tower. You were told that you need to find yourself a guide to go to the night market. And the least threatening guild in the entire city is the Rottens. Those are the things that you know so far about all of this.
Is one. I'm sorry.
I
Bill.
would like to spend at least a little bit of time in the Wizard's Tower with the trainers. There's some very cool magic that I would like to learn if that's at least possible in this world. Second, I would like very much to find a griffin. If we can also find that at this night market. Heather takes precedence, obviously, but if we can look around at the various creatures that are there, we have gold. I'd like to go shopping. I'd like to embrace my inner rich person feeling.
Mhm.
And third, I hit it once. I didn't beat it. I just hit it once.
You talk to any cop, you hit a person once, you beat them. I'm just saying.
I feel like our key to the night market is our new tabaxi friend. So maybe we should try to get her to stay with us.
She's still there.
She actually exited.
That's
So
actually I
she-
was going to ask about that.
Yeah, she exited the place, made it out without tripping the trap. You can't see her anymore because you're inside the building.
Okay.
Well, can we wait a few minutes or do you want to go get her right now?
Uh-huh.
We're not going to play that game, Meow.
I've been waiting an hour to do it.
Wow.
Your timing was perfect.
That was some dedication. I love it.
I could 50 minutes. I waited 50 minutes. Okay,
I'm impressed. I'm proud of you.
but if you guys don't mind,
Well-
if I take over real quick, I would like to put on the mask and stare at the fountain. Do I see anything that stands out?
You do. At the center of this fountain, you can see this sort of swirling energy that seems to be sucking everything inward, almost like a vortex.
Interesting. Like an egg or like a curse? Would I recognize it?
It doesn't stand out as anything you would know.
All right, I turn and I look at Tonks and I describe it as detailed as I possibly can. Every single thing that I'm seeing in there, and want to see if she recognizes it.
Make an Arcana check.
And out loud. So Lord Dotto, Torch.
Yeah, I suppose anybody else can make an Arcana check.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
No, you're not there right now.
Ooh, man, damn that.
Nice. Okay, so Torch, you're the only one that seems to know what this might be. You think it might be some sort of a ghost.
That froze the fountain.
It's not frozen like ice. It's just hard and solid. So whatever it is that's inside that is making it stay like this is paranormal in nature as far as you can tell.
Am I
Um,
close enough to tell my friends this?
Yeah, you're all together.
Yeah, they're spooksters there.
So that doesn't classify as a creature, does it?
What, specters and ghosts? No, they're undead.
So command wouldn't work on it.
No.
Damn it. All right.
No, if you wanted to do something that would be vicious towards something undead, you'd need to have like probably a cleric to turn them. But so that tells you enough, Emir, that you know that banging on this thing isn't going to make much in the way of a difference. There's something inside preventing you from getting through. Something that your coin probably knew about, which is why it wouldn't help.
Gotcha. I look at the head of the guild.
Mhm.
Dan,
Yeah, he's standing there, just big grin on his face, super proud of himself, no shoes, so he's a little cold.
Why is he super proud? Because he didn't die?
Yeah,
hey, that's an accomplishment.
He was
There's
an
a few,
accidentally slayed in our presence.
he is the fanciest of lads, which means he is the worst at fighting.
I tell him there's a ghost at the center of that fountain. You might want to get a cleric in here to deal with it.
A ghost?
A ghost. There's a spirit inside there that is causing that fountain to do what it's doing. So you're going to need a cleric to deal with it.
Which also means that there's a chance you get the right cleric, aka, not just something to kill the thing. You get the right cleric for it, and you might be able to open your restaurant business back up. You might actually get bees again, make honey again, and have a profitable life again.
Well, that would be lovely.
Sorry.
Hey, being you're part of the guilds and everything,
Hmm.
you know a way we can get in this night market?
Well, I've never been myself, but yes. So to get to the night market, you have to go through the sewers. But the sewers are protected, and you really can't go in there without, well, I mean, you'd need to know somebody that is friends with it.
Friends with the sewer?
No, the Royal Globulus, Gargalar the Undigestible.
Can you say that one more time, please?
The Royal Globulus, Gargalar the Undigestible.
I love it.
Please don't be a cube. Please don't be a cube. Please don't be a cube.
It is one of the world's largest gelatinous cubes. It was several hundred smaller ones that formed a guild and then ate each other until they became one and named themselves after the sound they make when they move. Gargle, largle, 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 largle.
That's pretty clever, actually. I like that.
I love it.
Wow. Okay.
But for the most part, Gargalar doesn't have anything in the way of friends. Really, it's just a couple of guilds that helped contribute to the waste that fed him.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
thank you for the information. And thank you for stopping the grinder so one, we can get out, and two, I can retrieve the buckle. I'm good. Should we try to catch up with our cat friend? And
Yes.
see if maybe
Yes,
they'd like to
absolutely.
return the
Oh.
favor?
Before you leave, goes and runs back over and fishes around in a box and comes back and hands you a card. It's a frequent diners card for the meat garden. If you can get 10 punches, the next meal is free.
Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna hand that to my good friend over here, and she's gonna put that in the area where we keep all the valuable stuff. And at that, I'm gonna hand it to Torch.
Put it immediately in the bag of devour.
Immediately.
I have the bag.
Don't worry, it'll be very safe.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Part of me wants to pick up the shillelagh again and take it with me, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll let him keep his weapon.
Okay. So you're gonna leave the building now, I assume?
I'm good with leaving. Everybody else good with leaving?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head out through the front door. And while she has been out for a little bit longer than you see her making her way away from the Mead Gardens and back towards the crossroads between Lost Forge and Murky Harbor.
Well, let's follow her, unless
Is-
we can go to a blacksmith real quick, but that's probably gonna take a while.
Here's an excellent question for you. Being that she's as far away as she is, are you going to try and stealth and follow her? Or are you just going to go up and try and talk to her? You do know for a fact, because she introduced herself like no thief would, as a thief.
Well, if we want to get her favor or the favor of her dad to get us into the night market, we should probably not start by, trying to sneakily follow somebody. It probably won't work out in her favor.
Yeah.
Although
agree.
she's a rogue, I mean, that might be how you get their attention.
But that's not how I get people's attention, my friend.
I'm gonna stand behind you while you say that.
A wise choice.
What do you think, Torch?
I don't know.
So it's 3 out of 4. You go up and actually talk to the cat. I think that's pretty unanimous.
I think talking is best.
Okay. So Brooke, you are sort of merrily humming to yourself, thinking about how great it's going to be that once you're back in your house, that Dad is finally going to see worth in you as a thief, and not just because he's your dad, but because you did actually steal a thing. When you hear footsteps behind you. And you see the rest of the people that you have just encountered, who are now apparently following you.
I'm gonna go ahead and beat everybody else to the punch because I realize what's important here. Are those shoes magical?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just told I had to steal them, so I did. Now I'm gonna go turn them in and get my guild crest. So I'm pretty excited.
May we go with you?
Well, like our guild headquarters is like a secret location. I'm not supposed to bring people there unless we're friends. Are we friends?
I nudged Tonks.
We're friends with everybody.
Great. I'm so glad we're friends. Well, I guess to bring you guys back, you did save me and help me get these shoes. So I think Daddy would like to meet you. You guys want to come with me?
That would be fantastic, and we will be on our best behavior. I nudged Lord Dado.
Our best behavior.
Best behavior. I am so excited to show you guys my family. You're gonna love them. They're so great. Are you ready? Let's go.
Boy, Dado. Let Ymir do the talking. With love. With love, brother.
I broke the DM.
I'm going to remind you very quietly so that our cat friend doesn't hear us. We're talking to a guild of thieves, and he cannot lie to save his life.
And I didn't.
You
When the time
successfully did
comes
not
if
lie.
lying is needed, I would be a better choice to talk. However, if truth is what you're going for, yes, trust my little friend here. And I did say that.
I mean, we bring you for certain reasons. We bring me for certain reasons. And when we need to amplify those reasons, we bring Tonks. And when we need to make a decision, we bring Torch.
One of the bonuses of traveling with a rogue when they're in their home city is that they actually know all of the secrets and all of the shortcuts, and they can go from one side of the city to the other in only a quarter of the time it would take everyone else. So from where you're at, it takes no time at all to slip through a couple of back alleys through Lost Forge and end up right there, smack dab in the middle of Old Town. Old Town is the oldest piece of the whole city, as you could probably imagine based on the name. When the city of Reef was founded, the first area that was founded was the Ivor Tower, and then Old Town was built around it. Everything else from there has expanded. You see here are some of the oldest buildings. Some of them are barely holding up to the time itself, but there's sort of a quaint charm to them. They don't look like all of the freshly made things in here. Even Lost Forge, which is so mechanical and stark in its design, is far superior in its construction to any of this. But it's very homey. It has the feeling of an old neighborhood. Everybody is sort of just out on the street watching each other, kids playing in the streets, people that are out doing their laundry, things like that. And as you're walking through the street, it seems like every turn you take, there's at least one person that waves over at your tabaxi friend. Seems like she's pretty well known.
which would make her safe, and traveling with her makes us safe.
So you come to what looks to be a probably the best type of inn you could find in this part of the city. And just as she starts to walk towards the inn, she takes a hard right into the stables. And that's where you see there are two barrels that are set up with a board across it. And there's a halfling man that is sit there with his elbow on the table, looking down at a mixture of gold coins and manure, trying to figure out where his life went so wrong. And then looks up at you and about shits himself. You made it back in one piece?
Yeah, Daddy. And look.
You actually did it, didn't you?
I did.
Aren't you so proud of me?
Oh, fuck, I owe Hiram a gold piece. Well, it's about damn time. I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am that today is the day. We need to get the whole family together. We need to have a proper celebration. Yes, yes.
Ah, yes, I'm totally in.
So the little halfling man hops down off of the barrel that he was sitting on top of and rushes past the lot of you, pushing by, and goes, "Excuse me, pipe!" Pushes off and rushes off towards the tavern.
Anything missing?
Yeah, you're missing at least 25 gold pieces. But
Take it back, Dotto.
But you did find in the other pocket half of an apple.
Oh, it's one of those. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so your dad pushes past the whole group of you. You turn around and look back at them as he rushes past into the tavern, which is also the guild's headquarters. And you hear shouting and screaming from inside, and then what sounds like glasses breaking. And he rushes back out through the front and goes, "Everyone's so excited, dear!" And then rushes back in.
So, like, I'm excited. So I turn to my new friends, my new besties, and I'm like, "You guys, you got to come in. We're gonna have a party." And I lead them.
Okay. I assume that you're following?
Real quietly. I'm sorry, what was that?
I got really excited about the party. Go ahead.
Really, really quietly, I'm gonna whisper to Torch, hold on to your bag of holding. Do not let it go. Do not let anybody touch you or the hand that's holding it.
Sounds good.
So you head in through the front of the tavern, and as you walk in, you immediately are hit with the smell of like stewed meat and vegetables. Like it's just this hearty, earthy scent of like home and hearth. And you see there are probably 40 or 50 people in here, really massive in size. Most of them are tabaxi that are all sort of jovially rearranging tables and putting chairs where they need to be. As the halfling that you met in the stables is standing on top of a stool and going, yes, no, over there, yes, no, over there, move it. An older tabaxi woman walks up next to the group of you and sort of smiles. He goes, yes, it's a pleasure to have all of you. Let the rest of them deal with the mess. Can I get you something to eat?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mom. I'm
I'm
so
so hungry.
Yeah, always, dear, always. Please find yourself a seat somewhere where they're not throwing things. And she wanders off into the kitchen. This place is, I mean, it's well lived in, well loved. But it also feels kind of charming in what it is. You see that up on the wall, it's somebody had carved into the wood the word rotten. And then they painted the word the and an S on the end and said, that's us. Not a name that anyone picked. It's a name they were given.
That makes sense.
The little halfling walks back over to you. Welcome to my guild. Welcome to my family. My name is Ogrim. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
William,
Boys, no touching these ones. And you hear a collective from the rest of the tavern. You should be good for at least an hour. They start putting down big tankards and pitchers of ale and fresh juice and meat and vegetables and bread and just bringing out the works. It's not every day that someone joins the guild, and it's not every day that you're here to experience this. This seems like a lot, though. And it is even more apparently a lot when they bring out a cake with the number 300 written on the top of it. Dear, we didn't think you would be so soon, but I'm so happy to hear that on job 300, you actually pulled it off.
300.
It's a magical number.
the perfect score.
Holy.
The crowd erupts in laughter and cheers, and it is a fantastic and fulfilling night for all of you. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
I don't wish to mess with his merriment, but we were also here. Once the party is over, we would like to hire one of your guildmates as a guide. In fact, we're already friends with your daughter, so if she's available for her first job, we'd like to hire her.
I like that.
Well, I mean, you've already helped her so much. Perhaps I could give you someone else.
Well, I'm not friends with the other one, and besides, as we have already helped her, I would like to help her with successful mission 301. And it would be a paying gig.
She has cute hair.
William, have Amir roll persuasion.
Yeah, right.
You
Is that
got
out
this.
loud?
You got this.
Can I assist?
Might have to.
It hasn't come through on my side.
Yeah,
yet.
I started seeing it. Yeah, you're about delayed
Fun.
reaction.
Oh, it's so delayed.
Wait for it.
Oh God, the anticipation is murdering me.
What the? I saw you guys.
I don't see your number.
Oh,
No,
that's
it
messed
just
up.
I just have dot dot dot.
I have a screenshot.
I'm gonna refresh the page.
Oh yeah, good idea.
A 19? Hell yes.
I didn't
He
think Amir
just
could roll that high.
Yay!
he sort of chuckles to himself, and scratches the back of his head and goes, "Well, I suppose, all right then." And he turns back over to you, River, and he unfastens the guild sigil from his belt and hands it to you. Uh, Take no offense, love, that I didn't have one made for you. But I will just have to procure my own again.
Aw, thanks, Daddy.
Aw.
Believe me, love, I knew you could do it. I just didn't assume it'd be so soon. Luck to all of you. You're going to need it. The remainder of the night is spent in joyous revelry. If you're missing any hit points, please retain them. You have now been healed. You have now had a full night's rest. And because it was under these particular circumstances, you gain advantage on your next d20 roll.
Cool.
Don't we also have inspiration because we all did the quiz?
You do.
Inspiration.
Yeah, right next to your walking speed, you'll see a little box that says inspiration. If you click it, it puts like a sunshine in there.
Sunshine.
Just means that you can re-roll something. So are we gonna try to venture out toward the night market or what?
Well, you still have one day until the night market would be open.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, remember when you found out about it, you had 2 nights until the night market. So this is now 1 night is gone.
So at that, I guess I'm gonna look over to my good friend Ymir and say I'm gonna hand him the crest thing for the wizard tower.
Mhm.
Say, my friend, if you want to learn a wizard spell or two, you'll probably need this more than I will. And also, don't get it stolen.
I will do my absolute best. However, there is somewhere that I believe that we should probably go to first.
I'm listening.
I would like to draw your attention to the dragon scale inside of our bags.
Ah, a blacksmith.
That's
Great.
right.
I want to get this belt buckle looked at anyway.
Let's do it.
So you can find blacksmiths in just about every area of the city. However, you know that the finest smiths in Reef come from Lost Forge. And Ymir, you'd have been able to tell by now from the 2 times that you've passed through there that there's more dwarves than there were in the mountains you came from.
Oh, it's like I've gone home. Oi.
Are we gonna head there?
I would like to head there.
Okay.
Ymir, I'm going to gently remind you. You're an honest dwarf. You're a good dwarf. You're a fine fellow. However, do remember that the dwarves that are in the Lost Forge, they're the most deadly guild here.
Aye, that is true. But there's probably one thing that you seem to be forgetting here.
And that would be
I'm bringing with me 3 of the deadliest individuals I've ever known. And we face things far worse than a bunch of dwarves.
possibly 4 friends. Is our Tabaxian friend coming with us?
She's more than welcome, but I haven't seen her fight yet. And as honest as I am, I can't say what she would be like in a fight.
Good point.
Your
And
name
besides,
is River, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, River Storm.
Um,
I mean, I'm pretty handy in a fight,
and
and I also know my way around the city pretty well, so I could probably help you find a pretty good blacksmith.
Fantastic. If a fight should occur, remember these words: stay in the cart.
other
Find
people
out more
have
about
battle
that
alert,
later.
other people have battle stations. We have stay in the cart.
Just stay in the cart.
And never in front of the warlock.
Poor planning.
That's great. If you want to lead us to a great blacksmith in the Lost Forge, we'd be much obliged.
Yeah.
That's not the job we actually have for you, but it is something we need to do first.
Yeah, sure, I'll come along. I don't know anybody personally, but I can help you find a good one.
Starting to like this last already.
So Old Town and Lost Forge, they share a border, but that border isn't like walled. It just sort of transitions from older buildings into more like industrial buildings that then start to slowly become more and more technologically advanced. Until eventually you're about halfway into Lost Forge and you start to see more and more buildings that have electric lights. Very, very uncommon. And as you come into the dead center of Lost Forge, you see a very large black spot. It looks almost like an arrowhead, but it's about the size of a football field. And it sits in the dead center of this area of the town. In the center of it is this heaping, massive metal anvil. And inside of it, it has been bored out and turned into a forge. But it is cold.
I kind of wonder if our friend Tonks might be able to help with that.
Around this area of town, all of the shops in the perimeter are all blacksmiths, all forges, metalsmiths of different kinds, from weaponsmiths to armorsmiths, everything in between. You need an anchor made, they can make it. You have armor that needs to be made for your centaur lover, you can do that too. Anything you need, you can find in Lost Forge.
In this so far.
How do we find one that works with dragon scales?
So that's actually not a bad thought. Have you told River about the dragon scales? Because you know so far that dragon scales are very hard to work with. Because they take heat very poorly. And by that I mean they don't heat up well.
River, do you happen to know of a blacksmith or a blacksmith area that would work with exotic materials or strange materials?
Go ahead and make a history check for me, River. Go to your skills, go to history, and click the little number next to it.
Oh, and Kelly, we never got your staff checked. So that was the other reason I wanted to go to the tower.
All right.
Here you go.
Haha, I didn't forget.
Awesome.
How did you do that?
Did you see my camera?
Yeah. It's been doing that on and off all night.
What? Okay, so I think it's when I swipe between windows that I have open. So I have Zoom open and then I have my Chrome browser open. That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, where I said that I saw where the seams in the matrix were coming apart.
Ah,
Anyway, so yeah, 12 on a history check. Yeah, that's good enough. You'll know that the forges that surround the Great Forge in the center are all essentially your this might put it in the wrong context, but sort of your dollar store armor smiths. They're not bad. In fact, they're the best smiths compared to any other ones in the rest of the city. But they're your tourist trap armor smiths. If you want a good one, you don't stop here. No, the best place to find armor smiths worth this kind is to go deep inside the city along the wall, because over there they're so far away from everybody else that they don't have to worry about how hot their forges burn.
Just for S's and G's, I'm going to try to describe this as best I can. At the where the word Lost Forge is, if you go directly northeast of the letter O, there is a triangular building right next to what looks like a Tetris piece.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Okay.
Very specific.
All right. So you're going to lead them deep into Lost Forge, way over on the far northeast side. The building that you come upon is called the Wild Wing Forge. There are 3 or 4 people going back and forth from within the forge, hauling massive hunks of metal. Our dwarves would immediately recognize it as mithril. Like, we're talking cubes of it just running in there to forge. And as they're going back and forth, you see the forge maiden step out from in there, a very large orcish woman with a long braid of black hair down the back of her and a pair of big brown goggles over her eyes. She's carrying a maul in one hand and a pair of tongs in the other. And she's shouting at them in Dwarvish. So our dwarves, hey, you pick up that she's shouting, if you don't get it back here soon enough, we're going to lose the whole fire. And rushes back inside of there. And you hear the sound of boom, clang, boom, clang, boom, clang. This is an active forge. So what are you doing?
Well, a huge smile erupts on my face, and I immediately say, oh, we are in the right place. Wouldn't we heard, the negotiator, I can't think of the word. Somebody help me out here. If I remember correctly, in a place like this, you would have the person who runs the front counter would be a modern day term, but you would have somebody that would negotiate while the actual master was taking the apprentice.
Yes.
So I'm looking. I need one of the apprentices.
Yeah, that's easy enough. So let me describe the area for you. So the forge itself is offset like way up against the wall, which is towering, massive, so high you can't see the top from where you're standing right now. The wall that is pressed up against the back of the forge is blackened up the side of it. And you can feel the heat coming out from this building all the way from the street. The street area is cordoned off from here by big metal gating, but they're swung open as these 2 dwarves are running back and forth bringing in metal. You see this little mechanical child walk up to you and looks you dead in the eyes. How can we help you today?
Oh, that's badass. I wish to employ the services of your master in forging 3 things. My idea was a dragon scale vest for a light armor wearing individual. I nudge Tonks. A set of dragon scale bracers that can be modified later on, and I nudge Lord Dado. What's it called? Help me out, guys. I mean, done archery, the protection that goes over your wrist.
A wrist guard or arm guard?
Gauntlet.
We'll call it that, arm guard. So I need a specialized arm guard and I point at Torch. And whatever time is left over, I would like a full set of armor for a paladin out of Dragon Scale. In that order, by the way.
As you're talking, they're nodding along with you and sort of really leaning into it as you're referencing the people around. That all sounds well and good, but do you have coin?
That won't be an issue.
I've heard that before. Could you maybe prove it to me?
Tonks, I'm going to need your backup on this one.
Do you need me to go in your pocket? Because that would be weird. I'm just kidding. Sorry. That was a bad joke. My apologies.
Weird.
All right. Sorry.
We're in public, my lady. Goodness gracious.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm not following.
I offer 100 gold down payment and up to 400 gold for the end product. On top of that, a service fee for what kind of fine, depending on the quality that you produce for us.
And I produced the 100 gold. Is that what you wanted?
Well, that too, but I have to roll for something here, and then
I'll make it rain.
we both know how I roll.
Well, tonight you're doing all right.
That was one.
You have inspiration. Just saying.
It always starts with one, right?
Okay.
The little automaton turns around and walks back into the forge, and then comes back and looks at you again, and then walks back in. After a moment, you see the forge maiden step back out and lift the goggles up and place them on her forehead. You want dragon scale forged for only 500 gold pieces? How did you get that if all you have is 500 gold pieces? Who did you kill? Dragon scale doesn't fall out of the sky.
Do I by any chance have any remnants left in that bag of mine?
Remnants of what?
Ash and teeth?
No, those would have been
Oh.
digested by now.
But she said, "Who did you kill?" It'd be a good way to use it.
Simmer down, simmer down.
It does find. I do think that it would be a funny thing for that to happen, and Lord Dadu's like, "Well, just like this," and just nothing comes out of the bag.
Yes. Yep.
Unimpressed. So yeah, right now she's sort of calling you out, like either you're full of shit, or you don't have the money to back it, or both. So what is it?
We just need to like dump the bag of coins out in front of her.
Way too much coin.
I can use my mage hand to reach into my gold bag and pull some out and just go ding, ding. I don't know. Sorry.
River, this is a perfect moment for you to try and negotiate. You can make either persuasion or deception rolls at an advantage. So you can either lie or you can just try and convince them.
What's happening?
I don't know. I'm concerned.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry, guys.
all right. I can do what now? I can,
Wait.
my brain is full of pollen.
Oh, so this Forge Maiden is talking to them like they're essentially lying to her.
Yeah, no,
You
I
can
know.
make
But what
either
did
a
you say I could do?
persuasion. You can make a persuasion or a deception roll with advantage if you want to
Right.
try and talk to this person and get them to do something different than what they're doing right now. Anyone can try and make a persuasion or deception roll when they talk to somebody, but in this particular
Yeah.
case, because you're hometown hero, you get advantage.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna try to do the persuasion thing then.
Okay.
So I roll.
Yeah, roll persuasion.
I can just click on it.
Yeah, just click on the skill. And so what are you going to try and tell them?
Ooh.
And we're back to the matrix.
Oh, hey, you got a 20.
Wow.
Nice.
So weird.
I don't know.
But every time somebody rolls, I have to refresh.
Okay, so tell me, what are you saying to this Forge Maiden? What is the thing that River says that is so compelling?
something very convincing.
Hey, kiddo, what's up?
I
No, no.
but okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, you can
yeah,
totally
you can
work
totally
on
work on these dragon scales for only 500 gold pieces.
What?
The
it.
They sound much more convincing than that for sure.
the apprentice tugs on the Forge Maiden's apron. It would be a good opportunity for me to see it done. You know, I mean, the forge is already hot. Each of those projects you gave me is one. That's four from my count. We'll call it 5 because a set of armor isn't anything easy to do. So that's 5. That'll be 2,500 gold pieces. And that's the cheapest I can make it go. That's using my fuel and my fire and my sweat. You're asking a lot otherwise.
I would like to pull everybody away out of earshot real quick.
Yeah, let's powwow on that.
I've never dreamed that I would be able to have a dragon scale set. I mean, and survive to tell about it. Seems reasonable to me. We've got the gold, we've got the money,
Yeah.
we've
I'm
got plenty. I mean,
I'm gonna ask our DM this question real quick. What kind of AC boost does it give William to have a full-out dragon scale set of armor?
So the dragon scale part of it doesn't add to the AC. A full set of essentially it's plate armor gives him an AC of 20. So I mean he's already topped. He then has a shield, which gives, I believe that's a +2.
Yep.
So that's 22 AC. And then if he takes a defensive stance, he gets another +1, so that's 23. He essentially becomes unhittable eventually.
Okay, that's great.
The big bonus from Dragon Scale is that when you wear Dragon Scale, you are fire resistant.
Yay.
Okay,
and it's lighter than metal.
It's true.
great.
It's completely impervious to the spell Heat Metal.
That means okay. So in game, I'm gonna say I'm all right with this. It means if I hit you again, it won't kill you.
I might not even feel it.
I'm not gonna go that far with it.
What? I mean, you got to roll 23 to get me.
So as you are striking this bargain, the Forge Mistress extends an arm out to you. You see she only has 3 fingers on this one hand, but many, many, many more scars all up and down the arms. It's been a long time in front of the forge. You shake it, it's bond. You break
With a
it, I
smile
take
on my
your arm.
face. Well bargained and done, and I grip her forearm.
Well, and at that, work begins as soon as you pay the first 500.
Not an issue.
Okay. So go
I
ahead
put
and
in the
mark
Slack.
Huh?
I put in the Slack the ideas that I had for everybody.
Beautiful. That makes it easy.
On the last one.
I already have a set of bracers. Could I get a belt?
I'm in the Slack and I don't see it.
He did it himself. He put it in his own channel. He sent it to me.
Oh,
I did?
Yes.
Oops.
So I replied back, I have a +7 to hit, William. Hitting a 23 probably isn't that difficult.
Go ahead, roll a dice. Let's see what happens. Do you know what happens to a dwarf when they wear dragon scale armor? They get arrogant, and I mean more arrogant.
Wow, that's an 18. That's a pretty good hit, but
Yeah, but it wouldn't have hit him.
He's not wearing it yet, right? So it's just like, are you guys just like fighting out of nowhere?
okay.
No, he said do it, so I did it.
So that means the first
Rolling.
out is the vest. So 500 gold pieces, and that's going to take 2 days.
Ooh.
So that means you can come back for it after the night market.
We could
Not a
probably.
problem.
She's only going to take one project at a time, though, because there's only one forge. So you're going to have to wait for each piece.
Did you hear the modification I wanted? I already have bracers. I have the finger guns,
Yeah.
so I wanted a belt instead.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough.
It'll go along great with that belt buckle.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then
Uh,
that last piece has an addendum to it. We'll see how things go.
Okay.
While we're there, can I have her look at this belt buckle and tell me what she sees or what she believes this is?
Yeah,
or any
absolutely.
information she has on it?
Sure. At this point, you've already employed her services. Any time that she spends doing anything else is just taking away from your time, so she doesn't really care that much. So yeah, she takes the belt buckle in her hand and sort of moves it around and tries to catch it in the light. There's no forge mark on it, so it must have been hand forged by somebody, jeweler maybe, or I don't know, some homesmith. But something interesting here. This is made from silver from the mines of the Northern Mountain. Nobody's been able to go in there in ages, not since a long time ago, since the silver pines fell. But other than that, all I can say is that it's definitely old.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just take it back.
And she heads back to the forge. And the little automaton boy goes and tips the top of his head to you and then runs back in. You hear a sort of a clanging sound behind you, like metal thumping up against metal. And you come to find that you are now sort of surrounded is a tough word because there's only 3 of them. But you are surrounded by 3 dwarves. One of them stands about 4.5 foot tall and is leaning on a very big axe. The other two are dressed in dark leathers with red bandanas over their faces. And each of them is carrying a very nasty looking dagger on their hip. You know you're not allowed here, Rodden.
Oh shit.
Scoville doesn't like any one of you in here. You bring us a bad reputation.
I was bringing you business, actually. They just paid this lady to work on some.
I like this cat. I do. I can't. That was in character. I swear to God, that was in character. It's just, I like this cat. Torch, call the ball.
I like that Lord Daddy was like already hit, right? Are you already blasting something, or is that was
No,
delayed?
no, that was just when I was messing with William. But in game, you'll see my face go from smiling at the from what I found out about the buckle to just straight face while looking at the three of them.
He kicks the axe up into his other hand, so he's now holding it in both hands. I'm sorry, kid, it's the rules. I can't let you leave today.
All right, Tonks, accidentally kill them all.
Hold on.
Can we step outside the shop? first?
Definitely let me leave. Me and my friends are just gonna, we're just gonna go, and you can just let that happen.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage. Right click on it. Yeah.
Oh,
I will bet you money
If you
tomorrow.
right-click-
At a random moment, I'm gonna be just sitting there going, Tonks randomly killed him. I like it.
Okay. Well, instead of
The disadvantage thing, you have to write.
if you right click, you get a choice. Yeah.
Okay, so should I redo that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So not much difference.
Awesome.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so River tries her best to convince this guy that y'all shouldn't fight.
Patience.
But instead, while she's trying to do that, she spits all over his face. And so he's sort of just and then charges at you. And I think that's where I should call game tonight. Like
There's only
we're,
three of them.
we're 10 minutes early, but I don't want us to be in the middle of combat. I'm okay with us doing it, but does anyone have to run out of here? Because it might take 20 minutes.
I'm real sleepy.
Okay.
I've got 20 minutes. Anybody else?
I'd
Okay.
rather call game, do 20 minutes of bullshitting.
That's also fair. So then that means that when we pick up next time, you will be in your first fight with the worst, well, the best guild in town.
Wait, what?
Hi.
Are we getting experience tonight?
Yeah, actually, let me go and calculate that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll put it in chat.